Yo. Chef Fit Podcast, episode 38. Reasons are results. With your man here, Cam Higgs, and the best dressed chest in the West, OBG.
And the best rapper in the tribe as well. Confirmed.
The rap battle was had. It was done. It was dushed.
It was a one round rap battle with one of the other chefs.
TKO after 30 seconds.
Yeah, it was a straight up TKO. End of the story. That's done. Let's move on.
Bit of background to this mental fucking shit. So Jasper is one of the boys in the group. He's from Bristol. He's from the West Country, and he was telling us that he did a video last week, and he was going on that he was in a fucking. Him and his mates. Bristol's a very musical city. There's a lot of drum and bass and a lot of, I think there's hip hop in Bristol. I'm not too sure, but apparently there was. So Jasper,
Brixton. Bristol has fuck all rap. Still.
Drum and bass. Anyway, so Jasper's like, I used to be in this group with my friends called the WWO Wiggers with Overdraft. And he was their best song was called Asbo. He had a fucking verse on it, and he said his musical talent was fucking shocking. But they gave him a verse on it. I can't remember what. I think it was his name was Turbo R2CI was his fucking rap name.
Yeah, I saw that, and he was like, I'm going down the street, and then what? You looking at me? Are you gay or something? And I'm wait. But the thing is,
Joe, you got like a beat, and then you've got just someone talking in a Bristol accent.
Oh God, it was fucking hilarious. So clever, I loved it.
So anyway, Peter here is into a bit of hip hop. I might have had a jaunt on it back in the day on the mean streets of Drimna, and
repping Bricker.
Yeah.
What?
He had something to say. So, Peter.
The reason I had something to say is because less than a month ago, I put up the exact same fucking video, and he copied it word for word, except said I'm from Bristol instead of I'm from Drimna. And I was like, all right, hold on a second. You piggybacking little bitch, you're getting wrecked. So I threw together some fire with a bit of venom in it, and I said, first of all, I texted my son Killian. I said, Killian, I'm gonna need you to produce a diss track for me. he just wrote back Scarlet. So he's very musically talented. He tell you what. He produced it in a couple of seconds. He got like GarageBand up, and he got a soundboard up, and then got the piano up, and he did it properly. And then he did a little bit of wicket at the start and mixed it in, right? But he had the soundboard, and he had a snare here, there, and then he sped it up and slowed it down and moved it around. Goes like, there you go. And he did it in a couple of minutes. He's very good like that. He knows. He would school the two of us together on hip hop from 1970 till yesterday. WW. Oh, there it is.
Just gonna screenshot.
So I was writing it, right, and it was all just for a laugh. I was like, wouldn't this be bleeding hilarious if I put out a song called Posh Boy, and just up in a group, and I'll nail Jasper to the wall. I said, there's only a couple of people. Like, say for example, there would be Jasper, there might be James, Alex, yourself, or Gordo that I could really do that with. And they wouldn't get offended or, going, oh, that's a bit harsh or anything like that. You know the way? He'd be one of them that you can have a proper go at, right? So I had a proper go. And when I was writing some
for anyone watching, that's the screenshot of Peter in the middle of the video.
I said
the glass on over the hoodie.
I said to Killian, I said, oh, do you know, it'd be hilarious. What if I did it in the style of Chris D'Elia mimicking Eminem? Have you ever seen them videos?
Yeah.
Where he's like, you're getting divorced from Harrison Ford to the floorboard to the force. You use a way too many napkins, ramming and flamming. And I was like, wouldn't that be hilarious? He was like, all right, I'm on board now, he said. Oh god! But some of it was really good. Like ending a sentence with the start of the next one where you went something something posh boy, and then went into the next line. I was like, this is actually brilliant. I might just do this.
Talented motherfucker is the OBG. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's the rap battle. That's the story there.
Weekend.
Turbo 2CI was put to sleep. Scott fucking slept. Fucking the best dressed chest in the West, aka the fucking Trim the Zone.
How was your weekend, Cam?
Good, bro. Can't fucking remember. Oh, I do remember. I got fucking food poisoning. There we go. Got food poisoning.
How'd that happen?
Saturday.
Dodgy kebab.
No idea. No idea. Fucking went to eat and then came back. We're on our way home on Saturday night. So I just fucking got pukey. I was like, oh, I think I'm going to get sick. Then I just ended up curling into a fucking ball. I had to get off the Lewis, which is the tram in Dublin. To fucking get off on the side of the road with Ella. And she's fucking standing beside me. And I was literally just curled up. Couldn't fucking speak. Had to sit across the road from a fucking pub called the Odeon near Harcourt Street in the middle of town. And sitting there, I was like, I couldn't move. I was like, I'm going to have to, I had to stop myself getting sick on the tram. And she took me over then. I projectile vomited into the jacks. There, and then it was, the food poisoning thing where it's like I was puking, but I wasn't puking anything up. My stomach was so in bits that I was just I was actually just poisonously ill. So anyway, that went on for 5 minutes. Came back upstairs to the fucking smoking area. Ella sat me down with a pint of water, and I'm sitting there and I'm just curled into a ball in the middle of fucking Dublin. Smell of cigarettes and fucking shit music because it's a fucking normaloid bar. I fucking hate that place. Anyway, the type of people, it's like fucking, like 28-year-old accountants, you know what I mean? Like groups of 4 of them go in there for a fucking pint. Yeah, it's a fuck off, chap. Okay. So anyway, I'm in the smoking area. There's like some shit song from the fucking charts that I hate. Smell of cigarettes, people talk. I was like, oh, you fucking got to get the fuck out of here. So anyway, I'm like, how am I going to get a taxi? I can't fucking move. I'm debilitated here. I'm actually debilitated. And I was like, right, we'll have to get a taxi. So it's like, do you need to get sick? It's like, I need to get sick again. So I went downstairs, couldn't go. I was like, left. Nothing. And then the black dude is in the fucking jack, starts giving me grief. It's too early. It's like, it's fucking food poisoning, pal. Not fucking alcohol. Sorry.
There's nothing worse. The only good thing is when you get sick like that is the next morning you get your weigh-in photos done.
Still in rags.
And clean. That's it.
Still in rags. I was still fucking in rags. Not great. Really not great. So anyway, might have been a dodgy oyster. Anyway, enough of that. Enough of puking and shitting yourself. Into episode.
Get serious, Mr. Higgs.
That's it. Today's episode, you can have reasons or you can have results, chef. You can have reasons or you can have results. What's this mean? Well, what's a reason? A reason is an excuse. A reason is something you can say that it's like, hey, this is why I didn't get the thing that I wanted. You have a reason for it. Or you can have the result that you want. Because all chefs, somewhere along the line, nearly got food poisoning there. Some chefs you'll all have goals, chefs who want to change. If this industry is beating the shit out of you, this industry has gotten you to the point where you feel like dog shit and you're physically not in a good place and you got loads of weight to lose and you fucking want to sort your lifestyle out. Happy days. I know lots of chefs feel like that. I know lots of chefs start doing something to sort that out. But not all of them are successful. In fact, very few of them are successful, especially before Chef It existed. And the reality is there's only 2 ways this goes. As much as we could fool ourselves, as much as maybe I fooled myself, or Peter's fooled himself, or other chefs have fooled themselves, there's only 2 choices. You have a reason for why you didn't do it, or you didn't get it done, or you didn't achieve it, or you have the result. That's it. Concrete. Done. But in this industry, because it's unfair, because it's archaic, because it doesn't treat its staff properly, because there's no unions, because there's none of these things in place, it's very, very easy to blame it for why your life's not working. It's very easy to blame it for why your life's not working. It's very easy to go, well, I just couldn't keep that up. Sure, I had to work an extra fucking couple hours here or there. And I get it. Me and Peter have done, we've called many people out on this podcast. We've called out chefs before. I'm not here to fucking call you a dick. I'm not here to say, oh, it's not fucking good enough. All I'm here to say is that if you blame the industry and use it as a reason to stop, what does that actually result in? Well, it results in nothing. It doesn't result in anything. You don't get anything out of that. If work gets busy or someone calls in sick and that throws your routine off slightly, and then you take that thing and you use it as a fucking old spanner in the works to fuck it into the cogs and the wheels, and it stops the whole machine from working, it's like, you've made a choice to do that. And that's a reason for not achieving what you want to achieve. And again, if you get that reason and you use it, it doesn't get you anywhere. So this podcast and this message and what I'm about and what old fucking that man and his fantastic chest over there is about is it's about achieving what you want. So I'm going to clarify what you need to do to achieve what you want. And I'm going to tell you the truth.
First of all, can I say in chef's defense, Cam, because I was there, the industry is a lot like a painting, where if you're right up here with your face stuck in it, it's very hard to see the bigger picture. Yeah. It's only when I stepped back and stepped out of it that I was able to see that that wasn't the reason that I was where I was. It was part of what it was, but because it was so fixable, it obviously wasn't the reason. I was the reason.
Totally.
I just didn't see it. And other chefs don't see it. Other chefs won't see it. They refuse to see it, and other chefs have still to see it.
This is why we exist, my friend. Because we're here to fucking put our flag in the fucking sand and go, Tonto, you can do something. Here's your life. This is what your life looks like. This is what you could do with your life. This is what you're not doing with your life, and this is why it's happened, you know? So that's what I'm here to illustrate. Listen, we all have reasons for not doing things. I'm not here to fucking point a finger at someone and say, you're a fucking dickhead. What I want to give you here is clarity. Clarification is very, very important. Because when you have a reason, right? Like you have a reason for not doing something, or you have an excuse is probably a bit more of a, a derogatory term, Excuse means you're a bit of a pussy. But a reason is like, here's why I couldn't do that. You got to understand that life's about choices. And you can choose to have reasons, or you can choose not to have them. Like you can choose to find a way and get something done, or you can choose not to. But you've got to understand that that's your choice, and you need to be clear that it's your choice. And that choice hasn't been taken out of your hands by work. The thing I hate to hear the most is that I just can't do it. It's just impossible. I just can't do it. Fucking the industry and fucking life and work and all of these things. And it's like, I get it. I know you work hard. I know you break your bollocks. I know all of these things. But at the end of the day, if you keep spinning your wheels, you keep taking that thing and you keep putting it in front of you as an obstacle, it's always going to be there and it's always going to fuck you up. The moment you stop accepting that excuse or reason and you start finding a way is the second that it all changes. It's the second it all changes, Like you tried diets and shit before, Peter. You tried all sorts of shit. What was your reason for stopping?
I'd hit a brick wall myself. There wasn't any other option.
You tried a water diet before. Did you try a water diet before?
No, I said I hit a brick wall myself. I didn't know what was going on.
Totally.
When I stepped away from the restaurant industry, I literally thought it was just because of the last place I was in. That's how I was. I didn't see what was going on.
Yeah.
That's what kept on happening. That happened in the last 5-6 restaurants that I worked in. I was like, right, it'd be different when I go to the next place. That's why I'm in the shits. That's why my life's in the shits.
Totally. So I think when we look at this, right, the only way that you're going to get a result is through sacrifice. Like, the only way you're going to get a result is through sacrifice. And trust me, the sacrifice is worth it. Peter's a testament to that. A lot of the chefs are a testament to that. And before you say it, there's plenty of chefs in that group who are doing fucking 50, 60-hour weeks. Some of them doing 70-hour weeks. Peter Jackson's probably doing an 80-hour week, you know, and they're finding a way. They're getting it done because they're making the sacrifice necessary. Andy Whitaker goes to the gym at like 11:30 at night some nights, you know what I mean? And he finishes at 1 o'clock in the morning. And sure, he has to sacrifice sleep. And sure, he wakes up early, but he's adapted to it. But the sacrifice that he puts into his training is so fucking worthwhile because the dude's lost fucking like 5 stone, you know, and he's fitter and he's stronger and he's happier than he's ever fucking been in himself. And that's
30 years on to his life.
And adding years to his life. That sacrifice is so worth it to that guy. So fucking worth it to that chef. And it's like, he's a good example of someone who you can have reasons, you can have results. And Andy had plenty of reasons before for his eating habits and his fucking, you know, not doing the right exercise and not doing any of these things. And as soon as he focused in on something, and as soon as he started understanding that it's like, right, no one's going to do this for me. If I want this thing, I'm going to have to fucking put my balls on the line in the proverbial sense. And I'm going to have to make it happen no matter what. And when you have that mindset, you make it happen. But if you go, well, I can't do that. Sure, it's like fucking, what do you mean? It's like fucking work. What do you mean? Can't do it. And it's like, if you don't think you can do it, you won't do it. 110% every single time. And that thinking gets you nowhere. Whereas if you're willing to sacrifice for something, like sometimes intensity is required, you know, sometimes intensity is required. Sometimes like gritting your fucking teeth and going, fuck you and getting it done, no matter what. Sometimes that's required. If anyone's a fan of old school wrestling, old WWF, there used to be a wrestler called the Ultimate Warrior. He used to sprint out like a fucking lunatic because that lad was a fucking lunatic. But he was a motivational speaker and a coach later in his life before he died a couple of years ago. And he was real fucking intense. He used to do these amazing videos on YouTube. And I remember one of his videos was like, you know, intensity for life, whatever the fuck it is, you know, sometimes life requires that. And he's like, someone asked me a question once, Warrior Man, what is your passion? He goes, my passion is fucking passion. And it's one of those moments where it's like, yeah, fucking yeah, it is 100%. That guy finds a way, you know, he's like 56 years old and he's jacked and he's training like a lunatic. You know, and he's pushing and he's up at fucking 4:30 in the morning and he's going into a cold garage and he's fucking throwing barbells around. He's doing deadlifts, he's doing fucking chin-ups and dips and, you know, pushing himself till he nearly gets sick. And it's like, sometimes life requires that. It depends how hard you want something. If you really want something, you're going to have to sacrifice for it. But the whole idea of the podcast and the whole idea of this episode is making it black and white for yourself. If it's black, you sacrifice for the result and you get the result. If it's white, your reason has to be your choice. Say that again. I'll slow this right down. Your reason has to be your choice, not the industry's choice. So like, let's take an example. Because when people listen to me talk, oh yeah, I'd say he thinks he's fucking perfect. I don't. If I eat a takeaway, do you know why I ate a takeaway? Because I wanted a fucking takeaway. You know, if I end up on a fucking night out and, you know what I mean, I end up on a fucking Larry one because I haven't been out in fucking 3 months. So I have a rake load of drink and I fucking get myself a bag of fucking Coke. Cool. I made that choice. That's on me. Do you know why? Because I wanted to let fucking loose. It's not because of my job. It's not because of the stress I'm under. It's because I'm making a fucking choice to do it. And when I make a choice to do something, I'll wake up the next day feeling shit and I'll accept it. And it's like, cool, I made myself feel shit. So I'm going to take that on the chin today. And then the day after, it's a new fucking slate. We're up, we're going. That's it. Like,
own it.
Own the fucking thing. Own the choice. It's not that having an excuse is the worst thing in the world because it's very justified for chefs. It really is. It's justified. I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all if that's what you want to do. You see, the principle is we all have a choice in everything we do. We have a choice, you know. Oh, I had to do that, you know. It's like fucking, it's like you didn't. You chose to do it. I don't mind that you did it, but I'd rather you say you chose to do it instead of it's out of your hands. It's not. It's in your hands. Everything's in your hands. So it's like facing it front up gives you clarity on what to do. Because if I've made bad decisions, like the only reason that Chef Fit doesn't become exponential and astronomical fucking like global success, the only reason that doesn't happen is because of me. And I'll make that choice. Sometimes on a daily basis, I'm not fucking motivated. Sometimes I'm not working fucking 16 hours a day. Sometimes I'm not working 12, 14-hour days and I'm not drilling it that I'm fucking blue in the face. Because I made a choice because I don't want to do that every day. Do you know what I mean? But that's my choice. And it's not because of anything else. It's not because of the industry. It's not because of chefs don't like this or that. It's down to me. It's on me. That's what ownership means. It's not only taking responsibility when times go wrong. It's just taking responsibility for everything. Because then you know where you're coming from. You know, you've got nothing to hide. I don't have anything to hide as a person. Because I wear my fucking heart in my sleeve. And if I'll like, there's nothing that people don't know about me. You know, I'll put it out there. I'll speak about shit. I'll speak about personal stuff that's uncomfortable. I'll speak about family shit that's uncomfortable. Obviously, I don't share fucking everything, but it's like, you know, what I'm trying to get across to you here is that you need to be above board in every decision, and you can't just keep taking the same reasons and the same excuses and putting them out there and blaming them for your lack of, you know, using the industry, using work, whatever the fuck it is, and blaming that for your lack of result in your life. You need to blame yourself for your lack of result in your life, because when you blame yourself, it gives you the power to know that somewhere along the line, you can pick it up and you can fucking make it happen. You know, you can pick it up and you make it happen. It's the same thing with me. It's not a mystery that Chef Fit's not a worldwide success. Obviously, that's the plan, but it's like, understand that if I'm conscious that that's the choice I'm making today, well, that means that someday I'm going to fucking make a choice to fucking accelerate this shit and put my foot to the fucking floor, you know, and really take it to new heights. And that'll be my choice to make, and it'll be within my control and it'll be in my hands. The biggest thing that you can understand here is that life is in your control. And that's a big, big, big thing to have as a person. It gives you certainty. Certainty's huge. It really is. Certainty's a big, big thing with people. And uncertainty, like not like being in an industry and feeling lost and feeling fucking destroyed and not being too sure you're going to be able to stay at this for another couple of years. And fuck me, am I really going to be this fucking overweight for the rest of my days? You know, all these questions, they're all stemming from a place of uncertainty. And that uncertainty causes a lot of anxiety. That uncertainty causes a lot of stress. Would you not be better off? Would you not be better off to be able to say, hey, I'm eating shit because I'm choosing to eat shit and I'm overweight because of those decisions, but I'm going to fucking make a decision to change it, you know? Like one day I can make that decision to change it. It's not out of my grasp. I can do it. It's not out of my grasp. I can do it. That's a powerful moment. Same thing within your career. It's uncertainty. I had this conversation with my girlfriend all the time. She's changed job 3 times in the past 6 months, you know, and she's very, very capable of doing things. And the last time the job went fucking bad and there's all this fucking shit up in the air and she's freaking the fuck out. It's like, listen, you got that job accepted based off your fucking competence in about 10 minutes of searching. All you need to do now is fucking update your CV, and you're going to go and apply to fucking, you know, another 5 places. Boom, straight off the bat, got a better job, pay rise, all of those things. And it's like, you understand that you'll die in a pit of uncertainty, or you can kind of go, actually, do you know what? Let me just rein this back for a second, retake control of my life, you know? And you will get back a lot of your mental state by taking control of things. So the whole purpose of what we're talking about, the whole purpose of Chef Fit is not only just trying to get a result and all of these things, but it's understanding how to make your life better through how you think about things. The second you stop playing the victim, is the second you start winning, because victims feel shit and people who have responsibility feel good, you know? It's like an old lobster. Lobsters have the same nervous system, not on a very base level, than human beings have. So Jordan Peterson talks about this. If anyone doesn't know, he's a clinical psychologist. So like, we have a dominance hierarchy in the human race, and our nervous systems are integrated into that. So what does that mean? It's like take two lobsters. They're on the sea floor, and lobsters are territorial creatures. They're territorial creatures, and they'll fight over bits of fucking whatever the fuck, sand and a bit of an old shell or something. And when two male lobsters fight, they're in a heightened state, fight or flight, boom, and they crash in like a fucking bit of Robot Wars or something like that, right? And when one lobster wins the fight, their nervous system, there's a chemical reaction in their nervous system where they get a massive increase in serotonin because they've won and they've taken control of something, and now they have the territory. And now they're feeling fucking good. And the lobster that loses that territory and loses that fight, their nervous system reacts as well on a chemical level. So they release a lot of cortisol, which is a stress hormone, and they're very low in serotonin, which in human beings, this is the same thing. If you live your life feeling like everything is out of your hands and everything is out of your control and it's always someone else's fault, you are literally living in misery. You are living in misery. Whereas if you're able to go, do you know what? Today's my fucking day. I'm going to do something today. I'm going to fucking win today. I'm going to get up and I'm going to fucking, something as small as get up and make your bed and fucking make breakfast for yourself before you go into work. If you haven't done that, see how you feel doing that. I guarantee you'll feel a lot better, you know, because you've just taken a basic task and you've won it, you know? Like, these are all small decisions that are literally intertwined, entangled in our psychology and our nervous system. I know this is getting quite fucking scientific, but it's like our nervous systems are directly in response to our brains and how and what we act on a daily basis. So like small things, making your bed in the morning is huge. That's the first battle of the day. If I wake up out of bed and I just fuck the sheets over, and then I get up and there's fucking laundry I haven't put away on the floor, and I'm stepping over shit to get out of the room, you're in that negative spin already. You're the dying lobster who's just lost the battle. Whereas if you fucking got up, made the bed's fucking perfect, open the curtains, open the window, clothes away, boom, room's clear. Now you've got this boost of serotonin as you go about your day. And then as you fucking follow through on that, you keep going. You know, it's like pint of water, you know, good breakfast. Hey, maybe I'll go for a walk or a fucking jog here. Maybe I'll go for a gym session. Boom, come back from that, see how you feel. You're winning over and over and over again. All these small, small.
We have a saying in my house, all four of us, of your day hasn't begun until you've earned it.
Totally.
We say that all the time in the house.
Yeah.
So it came from one. It was a Saturday morning. We were driving off somewhere, and I'd already been. I'd gotten up. I'd eaten my porridge. I'd gone and done a 5K run. I got back, and then we headed out somewhere. I think we were going to a market or something. And then the wife was like, "Shit, I didn't do anything today." And now, you know, I'm not gonna get a reward or, you know, get something in the food market thing. She was like, "Look, like your day hasn't begun until you've earned it."
100%. I literally read a book on it, man. There's a book called it's a very short book. It's called Make Your Bed by a guy called Admiral McCraven. And he was talking about these small attention to details. And I know it's kind of, I suppose we've already talked about the reasons or results, and this is an interesting thing to go into. The Navy SEALs I've spoken about Navy SEALs before. Most elite special forces military force in the world, right? The most highly trained military force on the planet. So this guy, Admiral McCraven, was speaking about the training that they would go through and the small attention to details and how they would just be drilled into them over and over. How you make your bed. Like if there was one crease on your bed, you were sent to the ocean and you had to run around, you had to roll in fucking sand and then jump in ice cold water, roll in sand again, and then come back in, you know, and then remake your bed. Like that was just constant drilling of the attention to detail. Same thing with your fucking clothes. Like everything was fucking pristine. But the idea of all these small little tasks, even in your own home, it's how you win. It's how you win at life. And it's like you're reinforcing this winning mentality. So be like the lobster that wins territory. Your nervous system reacts and you actually feel better. You get an increase in serotonin, which is a feel-good hormone. And it's like you get a boost of serotonin every time you do something. Clean the room. Hey, I unloaded the fucking dishwasher. I went for my walk. I wrote down my plan for the day. You know, I got my reading in. Like I did I messaged that person who I haven't fucking messaged in months, or I fucking rang my fucking ma because I haven't spoken to her in a week. Like, these are all small little decisions that over time they cause you to win. You can accumulate enough of them that you will win. But it always goes back to this. That comes from a conscious decision to see a day as a battle to be won. And as I said, when you think about your life and how uncertain things are, like you can live in that hell of, oh, I'm not sure the industry, fuck all of this. Or you could be that person that's going, do you know what? No, I'm taking control. And you can focus on what you can control. And what you can control are your actions right now. And you can choose to take better actions and start doing shit. Start fucking doing shit. Start winning. You know, start putting points on the board. Stop fucking around. And in doing that, that's a very, very powerful process for not only improving your life, but changing your mental health, changing your state, making you a fucking better person, building better habits. Do it on a daily basis. It becomes habitual. It's a way of life.
It's work like that as it is. They all, like, if you think about a service, every single plate, they look at every single plate and go, lovely, next one. Then you do that plate, perfect, great, on to the next one. Just transfer that to being at home.
Those small
start your day, start your day with these little wins rather than 7:30 when you're getting into the swing of things. Service.
Totally. Because it's that same feeling. It's the same mechanism. It's like, you know, plate goes up in the past, you're cleaning the plate, you're making sure that all the components are there, that it's fucking presented correctly, you know, before it goes out. You see a customer taste it, boom, they're happy days. That's a feeling that you get, or it's like, shit, good, nice. Now, that is a feeling that a lot of chefs live for that. You know, they live for being able to peer over the past and see people in the room happy and see how their food goes down and, you know, fucking, you know, front of house comes back, compliments the chef. Like, these are things that chefs live for. They love that kind of shit. And why? Because you've completed a task and you have delivered a good result and it's had a good impact on someone, and that feeds back to you. But you got to understand that every action you take on a daily basis has the same ability to do that for you. You know, it's like the satisfaction of training in the morning. That satisfaction that you get, or whatever your fucking schedule is. You know, for me, I train in the morning because I have a little bit more time in the morning. So I'll do that. And I feel fucking so much better. Like, my day would just feel weird if I didn't do it. OBG trains in the evening. So it's like you get yourself into these routines and rituals, and over time, they're there by design. They're there by design because they lead you to a better space, and your fucking life would be so much better as a result. So understand that if you want the result, as I'm saying earlier on, the sacrifice is necessary, but it's not always going to feel like a sacrifice. Eventually that sacrifice turns into a way of life, and a way of life is the way to go. That's the fucking game changer.
I'm driven now by results, but they're not the same results I was looking for before.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now my results are my reasons. If you know, just to flip it all on its head. That's the reason why I'm doing this and that and the other, is for the results.
Totally.
I'm a completely different drive now going forward. Once I sorted out what my reasons were for where I was and where I wanted to be, now it's flipped around. The results is what I'm going for.
Like, it's a bit like this. Like, for Peter, what Peter's kind of referring to is, like, I've noticed Peter's fitness and his strength, and especially his progress in the gym in the past while. It's a very different perspective to what it was. It's a very, very different perspective. So if you think about when Peter started out, like, probably his biggest thing was, right, I want to be exercising. I want to fucking drop this weight. I want to get lean. All totally understandable. And they were all quite surface level. And what happened is Peter basically walked into this house, or he walked into this mansion that he hadn't really seen before. And he opened the doors and he walked inside and he goes, what the holy fuck, there's infinite fucking space to expand in here. And then he goes upstairs, and like, this is the equivalent of Peter throughout the course of a year, goes from someone who's lost a good bit of weight, he's got himself in shape, he's running 5Ks, you know, he's in the gym lifting, that he's actually gotten really competent at those things. Like, he's gotten good at lifting, he's gotten good at running. And now, as opposed to just trying to get into fitness and try and get himself into shape, now he is in shape. So now that he's in shape, his perspective has changed to, oh, fuck, I'm really into this thing now. So it's like, when am I going to put more weight on my deadlift? When am I going to squat more? Fuck, I'm free squatting, full back squatting with a bar now. Shit, now I'm running a fucking sub 24 5K. Like, these are all things that come with time and being competent with something over time. But you have to be willing to sacrifice in the initial part and put yourself through the ringer for fucking 6 months to a year to get to that point, you know?
That's the big thing, is that it takes a lot of time.
Yeah, you don't know what's inside the house till you're fucking in the front door.
Yeah.
So a lot of you are standing on the outside of the house going, Jesus, I wonder, like, fucking, you know, is this, can I do this? You know, but once you get over the industry shit, once you get over the excuses and you surround yourself with chefs who are doing the same thing with you, you open the front door and you're in, and now it's a whole new world and everything fucking changes. And that's where you get the result. That's where you sustain it long term. That's where you pass the point of no return, you know? So you can have reasons, you can have results. Chef, you know what the right choice is. Own your shit. Start winning on a daily basis. Start making better choices, small little decisions each day. Build habits out of those things. Build routines, build habits, build fucking patterns, build those rituals. And you'll look back 6 months from now and you'll fucking go, oh my God, this is such an insane difference. I guarantee it. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, give us an old share on your old social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, fucking Instagram, LinkedIn if you're that way inclined. Give us a look on Podbean, create a profile, 5-star.
Do the shout out on Grindr.
Fucking right, pal. Put us in your bio on Tinder, pal. 5-star review on iTunes. Wherever you fucking got it, you know where to get it. Put us out there. Put us on.
Or I'll fucking rap all you and end you. Put you 6 foot underground.
Fact,
It's
pal.
that simple, lads.
Right. That is our episode for today.
Peace.
Stay safe, Petey. See you in church, pal.